So at this point, Clue gets the job at RCA and he wants to sign me. He tells me to do more metaphors, more punchlines. I'm too big for my britches. So I told him, I don't tell you how to DJ. Why are you telling me how to rap? Now, prior to me saying these things, we were great. A new guy even came into the group named P-Dap. Me, Clue, Pudgy the Fat Bastard, and P-Dap, we formed a group called the Troublemakers. If I'm not mistaken, I think we did like a couple shows or some shit like that. But once I said that, you know, to Clue, and he saw, you know, my ego was through the roof, you know, the situation ended as fast as it started. You know what I mean? Sidebar, I've seen him since and we are good. I haven't seen him in a while, but when I've seen him like several times since that situation happened, and we're good. We talked about it. I remember actually we sat at a bar in LA. I think one of the Bone Thugs and Harmony, Crazy Bone, or one of them was there, Busy Bone was there, and we all chopped it up, and it was a good time. So shout out to Clue. Thank you for beginning my career, you know what I mean? So now there's no clue. There's no clue of what I'm doing. There's no clue of where I'm going, and there's no clue of how I'm gonna even get there. I just know at this point right now I want a record deal. I wasn't the biggest fan of school, so I didn't go as much as I should have. One of the things of living with my aunt when I ran away was that I had to get A's and B's, and I literally just didn't go to school and repeated the 9th grade twice just because of attendance. Not even so, well, you know, grades too, because I'm not there, but not because I was stupid. It's just because I just didn't want to be there. And if I did want to be there, it was just to be there to get girls, and that was it. I was attending Hillcrest High School at the time. When I did go, I was a lunchroom legend. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, back in the day, you had, you know, everybody rapping in the lunchroom or whatever. I remember we even had a reggae dude who used to, you know, chat or whatever. And it was a dope environment. Also back then you had crews, like you had the Lost Boys, you had Toy Soldiers, you had Decepticons, you had, you know, a whole bunch of dudes, right? I became part of a crew called the Hellraisers. And that was a crew of rappers and street dudes. And I think we only had one girl in the crew, China. I don't remember every detail, but I eventually became partners with a dude named Jugganot from 134 God Brew. We became actually best friends. He was the first dude I ever saw before the whole shit and the whole big not writing. He was the first dude that I saw do rhymes without writing them down, you know, all in his head. So we formed the crew. We were all nice MCs. Nobody would battle us. And one day this guy came along. I don't remember how or why, but he came along. His name was Curtis, I think. He wanted to manage us. So, like I said, there was different groups and different people in Hellraisers that were artists. So when he came to manage us, it was me and Jugga as a group. And then there was another group with 2 guys and a girl, Severe, Third Rail, and China. This singing dude who, you know, we was all close friends. Rob, we call him Pleasure, pause. And he was the singing guy. And then so Curtis lines up a day for us to go, you know, to perform at labels. So we go to 2 independents and 1 new boutique label, right? So the independents, they were like, yo, you know, we'll sign them right now, you know, 70 grand, let's do it. Now for a young kid coming out the hood, you know, 16 years old, 15 years old, I'm like, let's take that deal. But Curtis is like, no, I got 1 more place lined up. We're gonna go over there. So we go to this new label boutique and we perform. for these two dudes on the staircase, right outside of a building. We finished performing. They act like they, it was like stone cold. If you know anything about the music industry, they don't always let you know that they really like you. They really try to keep it stone faced, like, that was cool, that was cute, like, you know what I mean, and then just keep it pushing. But they told the manager Curtis at the time, he said, yo, we don't got a lot of money to play with right now, but we like them, don't take them nowhere. So when he came to tell me, I was like, what are we doing? Like, let's go back to the independent label. And he's like, nah, like, this is the way the game is played, and blah blah. And I'm like, man, and back then I'm hothead, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, ain't no game, nigga, this shit's real, my life is real, like I need to get this bread, like, and he's like, nah, you gotta learn how to play the game. And I'm screaming F them niggas and all that down the block, and you know what I mean? They had to put me in the car, shut up, you know what I'm saying? That type of shit. And so, we drive off, and, everybody's like, yo, you gotta chill out. You know what I mean? Like, you gonna get us, like banned or some shit, or, blackballed or whatever. But come to find out, the new boutique label, the two dudes, was at the time was the head of Street Team. And it's funny because the label was